Okay, in graphs from limits, what we're trying to do, and I have a fun class activity for this, maybe we'll add it to something or make it extra credit someday, um, is take some limit statements and see if we can say what does a potential graph look like. So if we're really thinking about it, limit statements only tell us what's happening close to a certain point. So in this one, notice we have limit statements for the limit, the left and right hand side of -1. So we kind of know something about what's happening at -1. They also, and I like to do the concrete points first when I can, they also tell us the value of the point at -1 is -2. So that's kind of set in stone, right? There's actually a point right here at -1, -2. The other stuff is just what's happening when we get close to it. Now, remember, sometimes those agree, sometimes they don't. So what I like to do is just jot myself some little notes. Like, notice this one is the left-hand limit. So we're saying what happens as we approach -1 from numbers that are slightly smaller than -1. So the left-hand side, it looks like it goes towards 0. So that doesn't mean that that point's there. In fact, we already know the point's down here, but it means it goes towards it. Now, do we know anything other than like real close to it? Like it could go this way, it could go this way. It could be a straight line. We don't know what the actual graph looks like. Okay, maybe it doesn't. I went too vertical. It doesn't pass the vertical line test there, but we don't know what the actual graph looks like. All we know is when it gets close to -1, it approaches 0 from the left. And then from the right, it looks like as it gets close to -1, it approaches -1. So this would be like a limit if we just said -1 in general that doesn't exist. And who knows, it could be, once again, a straight line. It could be curved. It could go up. It could go down. Like all of these would work. All that matters is that as it gets close to -1, it does this. And this point is here at -2. And so on the online ones, they'll give you multiple choice because you can't freehand. So they're just saying which one might be the graph. You don't know the whole shape. You just know what happens when it gets close to that point.